It's a Friday edition of Celtics Roundtable. We have got some big-time news to discuss. There's some boo-boos on the Celtics right about now. And also, let's not forget about that little 10-game winning streak. I'm Jonathan Levy. I am joined by Zaire, by Matt Ignal, and of course by cap expert Sam Sheehan. Got a lot of stuff to get into. I think the biggest news has got to be Al Horford, once again with the concussion. He's going to be out at least one more game, maybe longer. Sam Sheehan, what's your take? How does this impact the Boston Celtics?
So I'm actually working on a piece about, kind of the importance of Horford right now. And, it's particularly through the lens of how lucky the Celtics were to initially get him 2 years ago. But I think that this, no matter what, I'd said on a previous show, Kyrie Irving is the Celtics' best player, but I think that Al Horford is the Celtics' most important player. There is so much that Al does that he is so skilled at a big position, and that is like one of the things that the Celtics really don't have a lot of, and it's sort of a weird thing in this era of the NBA where it's actually skilled wings are usually what most teams don't have, are like good skilled wings. A lot of times teams have some good guards, and they have some skilled bigs. The Celtics team is sort of backwards, where they have a ton of skilled wings to the point where they can lose Gordon Hayward and not even miss a beat. But they're all their other bigs are sort of one-dimensional. As much as I love Aaron Baines, and he's very solid at a lot of things, he's not excellent the way Al Horford is at everything. And just Al Horford is just like a can of WD-40 on the Celtics offensive machine. Like, he just makes everything run so smoothly and so perfectly. And I think you don't have to look much further than that Lakers game to sort of see what Al's value is to the Celtics offense. I mean, I don't know. Zaire, what do you think about no Al going forward?
Losing Al Horford, you said it. I've been talking about it all year, how important this guy is, and the fact that, he brings a talent that few centers in NBA history have had, with his passing ability, with his ability to not be shooken very easily, or shaken, whichever way you say it, very easily, where he's triple teamed at times, but he finds that open guy. Almost a Hakeem Olajuwon-like from his heyday when he was winning championships with the Rockets, finding Sam Cassell wide open. So being able to see those things, not on the floor anymore is a bit. It's scary, and that was the biggest fear that I had this season, seeing, what if Al Horford is gone at the wrong time of the year? Fortunately, it is not the wrong time of the year right now. And we had these situations at the beginning of last year. So the comfort in losing these players isn't as, I'm a bit more comfortable than what, many people are, because it's early. We've seen this before. Looking at Jayson Tatum, it's like, it's an ankle injury, and it's early, and he caught it early. He didn't just play on it and wear it down like a Jay Crowder would have. He actually said, you know what, my body's telling me something isn't right. Let's get this looked at. So I'm not, it's the sky isn't falling.
I'll echo that. Losing Al Horford is bad. Losing Jayson Tatum is bad. But fortunately, it looks like Al Horford, they're saying it's like not as bad as it was last year, I guess is the hope. That's like the buzz that's been coming out. Also, Jayson Tatum is questionable for tonight's tip-off versus Charlotte. But we haven't had Jonathan Levy on since really Gordon Hayward went down. I think the Celtics were 0-2 at the time. Since then, 10 straight wins. I want to get your opinion, Levy, on like what do you make of this current iteration of the Celtics? It's pretty exciting, no?
It's unbelievable. By the way, you're welcome, everybody. But I'm back. I'm back to ruin it all. So there you go. I sort of can't believe how well the Celtics are playing. It's everything we sort of hope for, and it makes me think that even though Brad Stevens is widely considered a top 5 coach in the NBA, he still maybe isn't getting enough credit, because it seems like all that man does is maximize the players who he gets and makes them into a winning team and winning players. Kyrie Irving, while his numbers are the same, he's playing a different kind of a game. He's taking less bad shots than I think he really ever has. And he's leading this team in all the ways you want. He scores when you need him to score at the end, but he isn't. I would have guessed he'd be averaging 27, 28 points, especially once Gordon Hayward went down. But he's really not. He's averaging similar points to he did last year when he was with the Cavs. I think it's very exciting to see That, as well as it's not really fair to call it emergence, but the rock steadiness of a guy like Jayson Tatum, who comes in and looks like he's been playing in the pros for 12 years already. Nothing seems to throw this guy. Contrasting him with Jaylen Brown, every time on the fast break, if Jaylen's got the ball, it's a guaranteed turnover, man. It's like he's on roller skates right now. I believe that is going to get better. He's still very young, but he's still got a rawness to him that Tatum just doesn't have. And so being able to insert a guy like Tatum into this lineup, when you've got Brad Stevens coaching him, putting Tatum in the right spots, it's also exciting to see, by the way, Tatum not shooting those, contested 19-footers like he was doing all summer league. He's taking really good shots also. Mostly I feel like I got to give credit to Brad Stevens. He's done this, and here they are. They've got the best record in the league, the second best point differential in the league. And on many places like Sports Illustrated, Power Rankings, and things like that, they're top 3, if not number 1. I don't expect it to be like that all year. But, man, who would have thought? We lose Gordon Hayward. We're still great. We're a great defensive team. Man, I am pumped for this team. I got to tell you.
If Kyrie Irving weren't shooting like 32% from three-point line right now, I mean, the buzz on him has been great because he's playing pretty much the best defense of his life. The passes he's making, I'm not sure anybody really knew that he had it in him. Like, there's been at least 2 or 3 passes a game where I'm just like, whoa, I'm really blown away by it. But I just imagine if he were actually hitting his 3-pointers, he'd probably be at 28 points a game right now. And we can talk about Jayson Tatum being so great, but the Celtics' best chance at having a top 5 player in the game, it still might be Kyrie Irving, who clearly is motivated to improve his game. And I just think that when that 3-pointer starts coming around, and if he maintains this level of defense, then watch out.
I'm not sweating the point average of Kyrie Irving.
No.
I had a conversation with a guy named Branson Wright, who actually covers the Cavs and, from Cleveland or whatever. But we were talking about Kyrie Irving. And if Kyrie Irving averages 21, 22, 20, even 20 and a half points per game, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world because you have so many other options. And going back, I always talk about the old Pistons. Isaiah Thomas in his prime, man, this guy averaged 20 a game, 22 a game. But he had so many other targets to pass to, open Bill Laimbeer, open, Vinnie Johnson. So, Kyrie has that same situation right here. He's in a different situation as a point guard where I would like to see the assist numbers go up than the 3-point percentage, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to complain too much when the Celtics are number 1 in defense. I think they're near the top in point differential, definitely top 5, and most importantly, number 1 in the NBA, first team to 10 wins. So, I mean, we're gonna see. This will probably be one of the tougher stretches of the season for the Celtics, just by virtue of not having. Anytime Al Horford or Kyrie goes out, I think it's gonna be a lot tougher for this team. Yeah. We're gonna see a team that's much closer to that that 14-15 Celtics squad, or was it 15-16? The squad that won 48 games, Isaiah's first year without Al, that they really struggled to score and they kind of had to win with being a good defense, and they had these ugly games that they would kind of gut out, and they sort of tamped their way to just sort of rode Isaiah to 48 wins, but they also had a top 3 defense, and I think that's more what we're going to see in these coming weeks without Al Horford, or if God forbid Kyrie ever goes out. That we're going to see a lot more of that, particularly without Hayward for most of the year.
So the Celtics are 29th right now in strength of schedule. So there is going to be a correction coming, but
it's not last. It's not last.
It's not last.
Yeah, okay. Just pointing that out.
Levy, what else have you noticed?
I mean, I'm really excited by the bench as well. Daniel Tice has been kind of everything you could have ever hoped.
Woo!
He's the Jordan Mickey we've been waiting for. Am I crazy?
He's 25.
Actually play.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. And Shemi Ojeleye, second-round draft pick, comes in playing meaningful minutes, playing well. The guy is showing legit defensive chops right away. if he can just get a little bit of a shot, we say this every year about all the Celtics, it seems, all the young Celtics, but a little bit of a shot, this guy's going to really be able to stick in the league as well. The team is somehow deep, even though they lost Gordon frickin' Hayward, and they traded away Jay Crowder and Isaiah Thomas. I know they got Kyrie back. I don't know. I just can't believe how well they're playing. It's really exciting, and it kind of blows me away almost as much as the just sheer whiteness of great shoes blow me away every single time I look down at my frickin' feet. Because that's, of course, the sponsor of this show, guys. It's great. You know, they're classic, stylish, and they're comfortable sneakers sold at a great price. They're Brooklyn's first sneaker company, and they sell all the greats, classic styles, made the best for less. Versatile styles suitable for any occasions. We're talking men and women will dig these shoes. Got different colors and materials to choose from. Their best sellers are, of course, the all-leather Royale lace-up and the Worcester, I guess it's pronounced, slip-on. Worcester, because it's Boston and Brooklyn and the East Coast, maybe? I don't know. All I know is this. I got a pair of the shoes. I wear them all the time. My friend refers to them as my Steph Currys. They're sweet as heck. I walk around. I feel like a damn king in them. You got to check them out. And by the way, if you're interested in checking them out, you can save 15% right now on your first order with our offer code Celtics Roundtable. So go to greats.com, that's greats.com, and be sure to enter Celtics Roundtable to save 15% at checkout. Now, Greats believes so much in their shoes, they offer a no-risk return and exchange policy to guarantee that you get the right fit in a style you love. That's greats.com. Use the code Celtics Roundtable and save 15%. All right, back to the roundtable. So that's what I'm excited about. Zaire, I got to ask you, I haven't been on the show with you in frickin' forever. What's the most exciting thing about this team to you right now?
Man, it's a long list, but I just have comfort, man. I just love watching the guys who have come together, who haven't known each other too long, and it just seems like everybody's at home. And so what I'm excited about probably isn't exciting to anybody else, but the fact that the culture of this franchise is real and it's resonant and you can see it. I love that. I love that, that interview that's been tweeted like crazy of Kyrie Irving coming off the court, just referring to Al Horford as the OG. And, just knowing, hey, man, I didn't play my best today, but we're going to keep it together and we're just going to keep winning. And it's like this confidence that this team has that hasn't won anything yet, but they all believe in what they're doing. They all believe in being Celtics, and many of them haven't been Celtics long. So that's an exciting thing to me because, as the season goes on, things can either go up or down. And this team just seems to be very, very well even keeled. They believe in who they are, they know who they are, and they're going to go out and prove it. And they're going up against teams that are young, just like they are, but they look like veterans. They look like guys that have been seasoned and been in the league for 8-9 years. And it's an amazing thing to see. And it just starts from the top. Leadership starts from the top. And everybody is just in the right places to succeed. And it's just a great thing to see.
I mean, this team is the youngest in the NBA weighted by minutes, which is crazy since they also currently have the best record in the NBA. Oh, let's not forget about that LA Kings pick, because I call it the LA Kings pick because, it's probably going to be the Kings, but it might be LA. And they got, Jaylen Brown. They got everything, man. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm ready to throw a little fiesta over here. Sam Sheehan, what's the problem? What's the gray and the silver lining, man? You're the guy who brings us all down. What's the problem?
I really don't have much, man. Like, it's tough to. I mean, Gordon Hayward broke his ankle. That's the fact that everything's we're all whistling with our lollipops. After that opening night, about as traumatic.
I'm sorry, is that an expression? Is that like something people say?
No, literally no one says that. Except if you're gonna call me out on it, yes, I will. I'm trying out some stuff. Why not? No, I think that that was a pretty much the worst opening night I think a team could possibly have, and the Celtics still almost beat the Cavs. After really it was just like the Celtics outplayed the Cavs for 3 quarters basically they outplayed the Cavs for the entire second half once they kind of composed themselves after that thing, and they've just been a good team since then. Like, I don't know. It doesn't get much like rosier than this. You know what I'm saying? The Celtics have, I'm sure once we hit the playoffs and stuff, like some things will get hard. But man, dude, if this Celtics team can stay healthy, I really don't think it's that insane, even without Hayward, to think about them, maybe making the finals.
Wow.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, guys. It's crazy.
Do you think the Celtics will be viewed as contenders? I know it's so early in the season, and they're on a 10-game winning streak. This could be a hot streak. It could be for real. I have no idea yet. The time will certainly tell. But do we think that the Celtics next year are going to be considered like these true contenders, or are they like going to be these fringe contenders, pretenders, what have you? Where are we feeling on this?
I feel like they could sort of, particularly if LeBron leaves, they could usurp the Cavs throne, where they're the undisputed team in the East. But I think all roads still go through the Warriors, as presently constructed, as long as they have those four pieces. I think that maybe eventually we might end up seeing, the tax is coming for the Warriors, by the way. It's not next year, but maybe the year after. And, I am skeptical that Joe Lacob is going to, let's keep an eye out for reports about Klay Thompson, because that's what's going to end this Warriors run is, if it's not health, it's going to be the money issue and them trading Klay Thompson. So I don't know. I still think the Celtics could be contenders in that they will be the first team there if the Warriors mess up at all.
I think they could also hold on real quick. I also think that, if they win another championship this year, like the championship hangover effect could be real for them. Go ahead, Zaire.
Two things. You can never say, as long as the Warriors have great people making decisions, you can never predict the downfall of the Warriors, because the downfall of the Spurs after 20 years, hasn't really happened yet. So they could be similar. The same thing with Celtics right now, as far as calling them contenders. I call them contenders right now. And maybe, right now. Maybe when the year falls out, okay, if we come out of this season, mess around and go 40-42, then no, we're not contenders, obviously. But if they keep up, and not necessarily saying they got to win, 10 out of 12 games, but, you're winning like 67, 65% of your games, and you have a stake in the top two spots in the East, maybe even the third spot, you are a contender right now. The NBA is more wide open than people think. Once upon a time, people thought that the Lakers and the Celtics would win forever, and that changed. Once upon a time, people thought that the Kobe Lakers would win forever, and things changed, and it changed at the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying? These things change at the drop of a hat. So, yes, the Golden State Warriors are the big beast on top, but it doesn't mean it's going to last forever. It doesn't mean that they're going to have a totally healthy season. It doesn't mean that everything that has gone right over the past 5 years will continue to go right this season. So, yes, the Boston Celtics are contenders right now.
I'm one of those people who thinks the Warriors are definitely going to win this year, barring injury, and I don't know that there's any other thing that could happen except for that. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope you're right, Zaire. But until the Celtics actually, I believe, have a legit shot of actually winning the title, not just being in the title games, to me, they're not actually contenders. But I believe by as early as next year, Gordon Hayward back, potentially another top 5 pick joining the team, another year of development from Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they'll be possibly the undisputed second best team in the league. I just don't know if that makes them contenders yet. Maybe Zaire's right and it all changes, but I'm going to need to see it first. As far as I'm concerned, the championship is the Warriors for the foreseeable future, which is like the next year or two. I got it sitting right there on their heads.
How can you not believe in what you see right now? How can you not believe in Brad Stevens? How can you not? I mean, the guy has constantly, year after year, done whatever people say, oh, they can't do this, but he does it. Every year, not just in the NBA. I mean, it's been a decade strong. This is what this guy does. He goes out, he wheels out a team that people think, oh, they're not going to. How would they make the national championship? And they make it twice.
That's true.
He comes to the Celtics.
That's true.
The first year, let's remember the first year that they made the playoffs, they had like 30 people on the roster. Yeah. And in and out, all these people. How do you get a team like that to the playoffs? People said that this talented team this year would take a minute to gel. I don't know if they can win right away. They might go 500 in their first 10 games. I don't see how it can happen. Well, the dude made the playoffs with a team that had Jameer Nelson coming in and leaving, Tayshaun Prince coming in and leaving. Like, you didn't know. We can't name even like probably 10 people that was on the team that year, because so many people came in and out, but he did it anyway. And then the next year he did it again. So how can you not believe by now? I can understand how somebody looking from afar may not believe, but you've seen this team and you've seen what Brad Stevens has been able to do with lesser players.
To Zaire's point real quick also, there's also that little matter of the Celtics record in Oracle versus the rest of the league's record in Oracle. So that is something.
Okay, that's a fair point. Guys, we got to wrap it up here. Excellent points by Zaire. Hard to argue with a lot of it, I have to admit, even for a naysayer like myself. But we got to wrap it up right here. If you enjoy the show, hit the like button and subscribe to CLNS Media if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're listening to us via podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Boston Celtics news feed. We're, of course, at CLNS Roundtable. Wow, that's hard to say. So you can find us on Twitter there. And we will see you next time on the Roundtable.